Hey guys, welcome to another episode of How to Be an Adult with me, obviously. Lately I've been working on a new project with my friend Ziggy. Ziggy, you know him. And this requires me to do a lot of research into creating dashboards and reports in Excel. So I've been fascinated with the capabilities. So I'm an avid Excel user. I've been for many years. It's like the main thing of my job. But I've never dabbled into creating a dashboard within Excel, and I was amazed at what you can achieve in like 10-15 minutes. I have some sample sales data that I have no idea where I downloaded from years ago. And we're gonna make a small dashboard. I just want to show you and get you excited about looking further into that, because it's a great way to present data to your superiors or your subordinates if you want to like keep them in the loop with like the major things that they're contributing to. And I think sales is probably the most commonly followed KPI. So sales, profit, returns, distribution over the geography, over the country, or over the world, or whatever you're selling. So yeah, let's go. Let's create a quick dashboard. I'll try and keep that under 10 minutes. Let's see if I can manage. Let's go. Okay guys, so today we're gonna be building this, our own Brother Lemon LLC sales dashboard, where we have our gross sales in USD per year, our returns in USD per year. We also have our original sales distribution, where we can change the year and it's gonna update the distribution. We also have our orders, our gross sales by category and subcategory, with their sales and their profit. And we also have an option to select different regions, different periods that we wanna be able to see this data for, and we can also slice it with all kinds of parameters, like the state, the city, the customer ID. I just look at a specific customer, see that we only sold paper and office supplies. I gotta say, this is all built without any Visual Basic and without any macros. So this is a regular Excel spreadsheet. It's not an XLSM, a macro-enabled spreadsheet. This is really great because you can distribute it over email, and let's say Google will not flag it as something that can potentially harm your computer. Really excited about this one. Haven't done an Excel tutorial in like at least a year and a half. So let's see. Okay, so we are here in Excel. This is our data. We have one worksheet with our orders, like their number, their order ID, date, customer ID, segment, country, city, state, product ID, category, subcategory, product name, sales, quantity, profit. And we have another sheet where we have all our returns. So what I did here is just moved the yes on that side, because I want to be able to use VLOOKUP to get which order was returned. And this is the first thing we're gonna do. I'm gonna select the whole column, pressing Ctrl plus space, and Ctrl Shift plus will add a new column. I'm gonna name that returned, and I'm gonna color it differently so I know that it was something that I added. It was not in the original data. And here I'm gonna do VLOOKUP, the order number, and then select this whole table, get the index num 0, because I don't want it to be like approximate. I want it to be exactly the same. And you see that we get NA on most of those because they're not in the returned list, but we get yes on those that were actually returned. I don't like the way that looks, so just gonna wrap the VLOOKUP formula in an if error formula. And if error takes two parameters. So the first one is going to be our value, which is going to be the result of our value of VLOOKUP, and then the value if error. And NA is considered an error, so I'm just wanted to say no if it doesn't find it there. So I get no, and here yes. Okay, now that we've done that, sales, we want to present them by year and by month. So after the order date, Control Space, Control Shift plus and plus again to add two columns. and we're gonna name those month and year. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is cover those as well. And there's a pretty neat formula called month. By the way, I'm pressing the tab key to fill the formula for me and get the date. You see, it's formatted weird, so I'm just gonna format general and then copy it to the bottom. I want the year, works the same way. There's a formula for that. And I also wanna format it to general and copy it down to the end. Let's see what we're gonna show in our dashboard. First, let's add a new sheet. We're gonna call that dashboard, and we also need a new sheet that we're gonna call config. So in our config, we're gonna start with an entity name, date, so the end date of the report. My entity is called Brother Lemon LLC. We only have 14, 15, 16, 17, so let's say that we're doing this as of 17. It's not gonna recognize it as a date because it's not an ERP system. Okay, now it's a date. Have the dashboard name. So our dashboard is gonna be sales dashboard. So in our dashboard, the first thing I wanna do is have the name, but I'm gonna show you a neat trick. So if we insert a text box, you make it like really big, and then for this text box, I'm just gonna select the formula, equals, go to my config sheet and pick the name. And it's gonna populate the text box with that, which is pretty neat. Okay, so we wanna format it. I don't want it to have an outline. I want it to be filled with like a dark blue, and we're gonna make the whole thing white blue. This is gonna be my dashboard background. Okay, I want to trim that. So let's format this, make it a bit bigger, center it, and maybe give it a nice, like really dark blue color. Okay, I like that. Make it a bit smaller. Okay, here is gonna be our dashboard name. Just gonna press equals. I'm using Control and page up and page down to move between the sheets, and pick sales dashboard. I'm gonna bold that. I'm gonna increase it a bit, and I'm gonna use the slightly less noticeable shade of blue. Gonna bring that closer, and I like it like that. Actually like it a lot, but I don't like the way this is darker, so I'm just gonna make it the same color, and then I'm gonna more colors and make it a bit lighter, just a bit, just so it could pop a bit more. Let's do something from our dashboard for once. So the first thing we want to do is I like to set up all my data with a pivot table, and you can add a pivot by going to insert and pivot table after you select the whole table, and you can select it by Control Shift right and Control Shift bottom. It's gonna select the whole thing. Or you can also press Alt N to go to insert and then V for pivot table. Okay, that's okay. And the first thing I want to do is see my orders and my returns per year. So I'm gonna put year in my columns, and then I'm gonna put returned in my rows, and then I'm gonna put sales. Okay, so these are my total sales, and they're divided by go to home and format it a bit, and they're divided between those that were not returned and those that were returned. But what I actually want is I want all my sales gross, and then I want the returned. So I'm gonna copy those, just that, create a new sheet and paste them. I'm gonna rename the sheet at sales and returns per year. I'm gonna hide those later, so it doesn't matter. It just matters that it's descriptive enough for you. And here I'm gonna create my gross sales, which are gonna be my orders that were not returned and my orders that were returned. Oops. And we can also show our net sales or just our returns. That's how I prefer it. So my returns would just be equal to this. Shift space selects the whole row, Control Shift plus, Control Shift plus, and I'm gonna copy the years. I don't need the total because I'm gonna be adding a chart. Let's see, insert, I like this one. Yeah, it looks good. Gross sales. Okay, I'm gonna cut it and move it on my dashboard, and this way I'm gonna preserve the link. Gonna scale it down a bit, it's too big for what it's showing. And then we're gonna go to format, to design, add element, data labels, and I want them to be above, but I want them to be call out. We're gonna select those and try and make them go on top. Format data labels, category name and value. I don't want the category name because it's on the bottom, only want the value. And I want it to be above because it looks much better. And I also want to fill them with like a nice shade of blue. And I want them to have no outline. Just rename this in USD. I always like to put the value because sometimes you're going to show them in thousands, sometimes you're going to show them in dollars. So it's really important to be able to see what kind of values are you looking at. Okay, let's give it a like dark blue outline. Yep, this looks pretty good. I'm gonna copy and paste this below, and then for this second one, I'm gonna go to design, select data, and you see that it has gross sales. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit it so the series name will be returns and my values are gonna be this here. Okay, so I got my returns down below. We're gonna add the data labels again, data callout, remove the category name and put them above, remove the outline, use the same shape fill. And the only thing that's gonna be different here is because we changed the name, need to change it again, so I'm just gonna returns in USD. Okay, so that's it, that's our first step, and now let's make a really cool map that's gonna show our sales distribution. We're gonna put it here. I noticed that we only sell to the United States and we got the states here. So let's see if we can add a map here, but we're gonna want to be able to change the year for the map. So in order to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our pivot. Let's rename that to pivot, and we're gonna change it. So we want the state, we don't want that, and we want the state and years. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy all those, create a new sheet, and call it sales by state. If I select, say 2014, and then go to insert maps, and here it is. We get our sales on a map. What we want to do here is add a quick chart. We want to show data labels. They look horrible right now, so let's see what we can do because they're too big. So what I want to do is I want to make them in thousands, and I want to also remove the legend because it would be pretty obvious what it is, and I also want to put a control here that would allow me to change the year. Let's move our chart over here and let's set up some config. So the first thing we want is the years, and the years are 2014, 2015, 2016, and 2017. Okay, maybe format them general. Over here, over our chart, we're gonna go to the developer tab and we're gonna input a form control drop down. We're gonna draw it out here. Format the control. Our input range is gonna be the years. And we also have this thing called cell link. This is the cell where the value of the drop down is gonna be stored. So here, let's say I want this. And because I only have 4 years, I'm gonna go with 4 drop down lines. So every time I hit the drop down, I won't have to scroll with the little scroll. I'll just have all the years visible. Okay, I remember that I selected H1, so let's go and color it in calculation. And now, when we press that, we got the years. And if we click 2016, it shows 3 here, which is the 3rd year. We can use that to VLOOKUP the current data. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the state here. Again, have the amount, which is gonna be, we're gonna VLOOKUP the name of the state in this table. And the index we're gonna get will be our year number, but +1, because we have to account for the first row. So let's say if it's 2016, we're gonna get 3. So we're gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to add 1. So this is gonna be this here. We're gonna fix that, clicking F4 +1, and then our 0. We're also gonna, after we got that, also wanna round it in 1000. So I'm gonna use round, and then I'm gonna divide it by 1000 and round it to 0 number of digits. Okay, 8000. Nice. Go to the bottom and copy those all the way through. Let's see what we get here. 611, and for 2016 what we have, 609, but some of those are rounded up, so it's okay. I'll delete the chart and add it again. So map, okay, fine. This is our map, and this is our selector over there. What we're gonna do here is data labels, and this looks much better. Okay, I wanna select the labels, make them smaller. Oh, I think this is a bit small maybe, but I don't know. Let's remove the legend. Let's increase that because we decreased it with all the rest. And we're going to show regional sales distribution in USD thousands. This is really important. Just to select that, you need to use your right key and then just shift and press the map. We're gonna cut them actually and place them in our dashboard. Okay, so I want this to actually be... Okay, what happened? Why isn't it working? Oh, okay, we need to select it in the other sheet. So just delete that and go to sales by state and select those years. Okay, and we also want this to be this here. Delete that 4, and here we go. I want to bring it to the front and move it on top of my map. I also want to drag my map all the way up to here. Okay, let's say it's aligned, and increase it a bit. I'm gonna move this over here. I like the colors. I just wanted to have the same outline as my other tables here. I'm gonna make this a bit bigger. Move it down a bit. Actually gonna cut it and paste it right here. Okay, so it fits. And I'm also make this a bit larger as well. Cut it and paste it over here. And I think this looks much better and it's more in line with the map. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is add a pivot chart. I think that's what it was called. And for this, just gonna select our orders. I'm gonna select the whole thing and insert pivot chart and pivot table. I wanna have both. Pivot chart and table. The chart is written with T. Want to have the opportunity to see my sales divided by category and subcategory. And then what we need is the sales and the profit next to the sales. I already like how this looks, but I think the colors, I want to change the colors. Where would I do that? Change colors. I want it to be like shades of blue, and this looks much better. I'm just gonna cut my pivot chart and bring it down here. I'm gonna leave some room because we're gonna add some controls. Just gonna extend it so it would look good. That's it. That's our furniture, office supplies, and technology. But right now it's showing all the years, so it's showing all our years at the same time. I don't want that. What I want is a way to select the time period that I want to see. So for that, in order to do that, we are just going to add what is called slicers, but first we're going to insert a timeline. I'm going to use the order date, and this is a really cool and ready to use slicing option. So right now we see all periods by months, but I want to have them by quarters, a lot of room, so we're gonna go with months. Or maybe no, months is too much scrolling. So let's go with quarters. Let's trim that to where we need it. So what we can do here is you can just like select and drag and then reorder, and it's gonna automatically adjust the chart below. Okay, so now we're gonna add some slicers. Select the pivot chart, insert slicer, and want to be able to slice it via segment. I wouldn't want country because I only have the United States. Might want to be able to separate it by state, by city, maybe by customer ID. Anything that should be enough. Okay, so I got all those slicers. I'm gonna select all of them, trim them to this height. And now I'm just gonna distribute them next to each other. Actually, the customer ID is gonna be the last thing that I wanna be able to trim by. So first I wanna go with segment, then state, then city, and then customer ID. And I see that I need to like shrink all of those just a bit to the side. Okay, this comes here, this comes here, and this comes here. I'm gonna leave this space here. I'm actually gonna add another line here. I'm gonna say that this is my gross sales by category. I'm gonna make that a bit bigger. I'm actually gonna just use the format painter to copy the style here. And I can use that to clear. And because I want to be able to select many of those, I'm gonna enable the multiple selection on all of them. Just wanna select this one, and it shows me, I can see that with this customer ID in the storage department and in the files department, we are selling at a loss. This is not good. So you see, immediately, just by touching around, this was not planned. I already identified a problem, and it's much easier than to go through here and look for negative numbers and see if other purchases can compensate for that. And this is the beauty of dashboards. And also change the year here, which is pretty cool as well. And that's it. That's how to build a dashboard in, I guess, under 30 minutes, because I was hoping to do it in under 10. Oh, and a final nice touch is to select all the columns on the side with Ctrl-Shift and side, and press Ctrl-0 to hide them. It's gonna leave you only your dashboard, and then do the same with all the rows. Ctrl-Shift down and Ctrl-0. Can't push objects off sheet. Okay, let's just try hide. Yep, that worked. That's it. That's our finished dashboard, and it looks pretty cool. Okay guys, that was it for today. I really hope you enjoyed this not so quick dashboard tutorial, but I think I tried to pack in a lot of good stuff in this. I've been really inspired lately by Leila, who, hope I'm pronouncing the name right. I'm gonna link her channel in the description below. She has the most amazing videos for Excel, and I'm also subscribed to 2 of her courses on Udemy. And so far it's been great to like see how much further can I push myself in Excel, especially in regards to building dashboards and visualizing data, because I'm pretty good when it comes to analyzing and processing data, but visualizing is somewhere where I thought I knew quite a lot, but apparently I had barely scratched the surface. Okay, so thank you for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up, especially if you survived so long and you're still here. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and maybe even hit the bell icon to receive notifications every time I upload a new video. Till then, thank you for watching and see you next time.